Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. There was a lot of goals, double game weeks, and a cup final to look forward to. But we're going to start with Elliot, 5-0 against Burnley. Take it away.
Yes, I managed to catch. I managed to actually watch this game, even though it was on the USA channels instead. What a game! What a game! So comfortable, such an easy win. I loved it. What was that face about Chavez
Wait, how did you watch it?
Yeah,
on the USA channels?
took a trip to America quick to watch whilst
Okay, so you
Burnley.
just admitted to okay, well, let's just carry on.
Federal crimes.
On the USA channels. Listen, if they actually decided to show the 3 o'clock games instead of having a blackout because they think everyone should go to a game when every single game's pretty much sold out now, then they have nothing coming. Anyway, it was the most comfortable game I think I've ever seen Arsenal play this season, in my opinion. I think that 5-0 game was unbelievable. Every single attack that Burnley had against us just automatically got flailed and then went straight back to our feet just to kind of reset, play from the back, go to the right, go to the left, go to through in the middle to have Trossard. Everything we were doing was just automatically like going against Burnley's way completely for like the whole 90 minutes, in my opinion. Like as I say, like even if we made a mistake, for example, if like Ben White plays it down the wing to Saka, Saka gets tackled, for example, they'll just hoof it up the pitch, and we'll just collect it again, or we'll just like because we're so I don't know what's going on at the moment, but I'm loving it. Like the quick and a quick pressure towards getting the ball back. As soon as we lost the ball, we had like Ben White coming in from this side, Saka coming back, and then we had Odegaard pushing in as well. Three players on one of their players. So then obviously his instinct is to kick it up the pitch, which gives it straight back to us. Um, every goal is fantastic. Saka masterclass when he hits it top bins. I don't know what he does when he like go to the right and it just goes straight into the top of the net. Love it. Look, everyone, has played fantastic. I can't really fault anyone that like played on. Everyone can obviously say Havertz did this, Havertz that, but again, he got his goal. So screw you all for getting on Havertz's back. Trossard is unbelievable still. He was getting all antsy because he wasn't getting his goal. He had about 3 or 4 attempts before he got his goal, but he got it in the end, which is fantastic. Martinelli's still good on the left. Saka's good on the right. Odegaard's still good. Decker's still good. Everything's going smoothly at the moment. I have no complaints at the moment, and I loved watching that game against Burnley. It was just such a walk in the park, and I feel bad for him because like sometimes when you play like these lower league teams, because they really have nothing to lose, they really like try and throw everything at you, and then they might get that bookie 1-0 win that like they might every top six team concedes eventually. But honestly, I think one of the stats at the end of the game was we had 78 or 72% possession, one of the two, and that's unbelievable in a Premier League game. So, in my opinion, I'm looking forward to we got Porto on Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that. If we play the way that we did against Burnley, obviously I know it's a complete different opposition. Porto's probably levels up there, but if we play the way we did and we can find their little kind of weaknesses and everything like that and find them out, we'll be in for a storm if we go there. Just worried about their
What,
fans because their fans are great.
I was just going to touch
what
on
did you think of sorry, go on then.
Oh, no, just about you said, it's just a quick point. Obviously, you said about you playing lower opposition or lower end Premier League opposition. They come away with a 1-0 win. I think that's credit to Arsenal because like even like a few years ago, just speak from experience of us, just obviously the recent game that came to mind, we nicked a point off you and probably should have beat you. And there's always games
That's what
across
I'm saying.
seasons, as you said, where you can attack teams, like the whole Cojones comment with Deeney years ago. Like at that point, as much as you might hate to admit it, he was right. If you attacked Arsenal, they'd shit themselves and you'd end up losing 1-0, 2-0, or you'd capitulate. But now you can go to places like Burnley, like Sheffield United, or play teams like that. West Ham last week, 6-0. Like you've scored 11 goals in two Premier League games.
No,
Whereas West Ham tends to be a bad place to go for you or a bad team to play against. Like not necessarily all the time, but they've had quite a fair few results against you over recent years. But now, as you said, you're sailing up and you're beating them 5-0, 6-0, 2-0 comfortably. It's credit to how you're playing at the minute, I suppose.
yeah, like I completely heartedly agree. Like as you saw at the start of at the end of December when we played West Ham at Argaff and we lost to them, and then we lost to Fulham the following week 2-1. You start to think, wow, well, what's going wrong? And I remember I said it back in that podcast back in the day. I was like, I think every team's kind of found us out and everything like that. And I don't know what he's done, but every single game that I've watched since then, and since obviously the new year, has been a joy to watch. I think we like even the game against Liverpool 3-1 was so beautiful to watch, and then as you say, you get 11 goals in two games. That's unbelievable. Like Like that's what I'm saying. Now everyone's kind of saying in the Champions League, like let's say for example, you take us back to like 2014, 2015 kind of era when we were always getting top four and we were always going to the Champions League. And for some reason we'd always get like Barca, Bayern, everything like that. And you might get the odd like Olympiacos here and there, and then you get to the quarters and get knocked out. Like that was our kind of ritual. And this season, like I'm pretty comfortable going into this Porto game away, by the way, and thinking, do you know what, we could actually storm it like maybe 2 or 3-0. Dare I say it, that might be my own naivety by saying I haven't watched any of Porto's
Oh
games, so
no,
I could get shunned and basically they come out of the blocks and absolutely destroy us. Who knows? But
you should
I'm just
never
judging it on.
underestimate
But that's what I'm saying.
knockout
I'm just
football.
judging it based on what I'm seeing from our team, and I'm optimistic, going forward. And even let's say, for example, it's a draw that we get at their gaff, then they have to come to us still at the end of the day, which is still very tough because we've got an unbelievable home crowd at the moment. It's so good. They're backing the boys, and dare I say, like as I say, like you guys were laughing at me at the start of the season when I said we're third favourites to win the Champions League. We've still got the
Still
caliber of
laughing at
players.
that, brother. I'm still laughing at that.
No, but I'm saying we've got the
grasp
caliber of
it,
players.
brother.
If of course everything permits and we still manage to keep some of the important players active and not injured, we've got the caliber to do it. The only teams that could obviously challenge at the moment would probably be Real Madrid, Man City,
Man City.
maybe
You
Bayern,
see, that was our argument. And now
and that
you're
was
being
it though.
proven right because Bayern are they're
Yeah, but you
losing and
can
they've been
league
poor.
But this is
football
this is
and
what I'm
knockout
saying.
football is
I'm
two
very
different things,
optimistic
though.
going into this season's Champions League.
It's two different things, 100%. Look, when
We're
we
third
won,
favourites for a reason. If you go to any betting site, we're third favourites to win. So
I tend not
I
to
think
look
that is
at.
also English bias as well.
I think we've got a strong chance.
When we won in 2021, do you remember our league form? We were like 8th or 9th under
That's what I'm
Lampard.
saying.
I probably don't
It's
take
a luck
league
of
form
chance.
into account. I think it's if you've got the history and the
But you
experience.
don't have that. But
What do you mean we don't have that?
your club started in 2006. But go on, go on.
Anyways, okay,
Elliot-
going away from don't go into this argument again.
One
No,
point for Elliot back. Hold on.
Kirill played left back in that game. What did you think of him? Because if I was the Porto manager, I know he was. I don't think he played that badly, but if I was the Porto manager, I'd be
You're trying
targeting
to, yeah,
him.
trying
He's
to talk.
not a left back.
It's I think one of the commentators said it in the game against Burnley. We're playing 4 centre backs throughout the formation at the back. Ben White is a centre back, Kivio is a centre back,
Fucking
Saliba
bet.
centre back, Gabriel centre back. But it's working. It's working. For
Obviously,
some
it will work.
whatever.
They've dominated football with it. Of course, it's going to work to some extent.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's working at the moment. Let's say, yeah, but then people were always complaining about Zinchenko playing left back because defensively he was making errors. Now you put a defender in that position. Yes, granted he might not be as quick as some of the wingers and might get overdone in some of those aspects, but one-on-one he's very difficult compared to Zinchenko. So obviously, you're back onto your point, Chavez, when Porto say you could try and exploit Kivio on the left. You could exploit Zinchenko down the left as well. It just depends on how you play, really. Like if you because Kivior is more like if you take him down the line, I think he's got you. He can defend. But whereas if you take Zinchenko down the line, you're probably beating him.
Yeah, it's an area that you're going to. I assume you're going to improve on in the summer. Fullback 100%. I think that's probably
100%.
the
Well,
most.
who knows? Like
Short-term
I'm pretty happy with whatever Edu and the sporting directors bring into us at the moment. I think what they've brought into this place for the past 2 years has been great. Even if like the whole like when we bought like Timber in, for example, he's back in training now, and I think his spirits are high. He'll be great. Morale will be boosted. He'll be back at the end of March. Fantastic. That's a great bolster back to our back
Just in
four.
time for your running.
Yeah. Do you
So,
know what I mean?
quick question on. I think it's unfair to go without talking about Bukayo Saka. What do you think he's going to reach? Because right now he looks unbelievable. What does he need to look back on his career and say, I won this, I won that? Because clearly he's a very good player, and will Arsenal be able to provide that for him?
Hopefully. I know you're trying to look for an answer of yes or no, and I can't provide that because I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have the mystic ball in my
No,
hand.
but like, would you blame him if, for example, he's one of the best in the world
Yeah,
now, right?
100%.
Winger?
Yeah, if
It's
Real
like
Madrid, if Real Madrid or
yeah,
Bayern or someone come knocking and they offer the right money, I would not blame him. He's a quality right winger. He's probably top 3 in the world right now, behind Salah and behind. But that's it. Maybe second.
No, I think he is second.
Yeah,
I saw
second.
a video, a very old one of Arsenal fans saying they'd rather keep Saka than win the Champions League. Will
I'd
that
love
still be
Saka.
the case for like a player that could leave one day?
Do you know what? I think obviously it's not the same caliber as Thierry Henry because obviously Thierry Henry one of the, if not the best Premier League player of all time. But Saka is kind of like it's like trying to be the next gen of Thierry Henry. Everyone loves Arsenal because of Thierry Henry, and obviously people look towards the Arsenal history. And obviously when people say, and like for example, the rumours are coming out saying Mbappe could go to Arsenal because he wants to follow in the footsteps of Thierry Henry. Let's say, for example, Saka manages to follow in Thierry Henry's footsteps as well and becomes a club legend like Henry. Then in the future, you could have like loads of wonder kids who say, "Oh, look, Saka stayed loyal to his club. I want to go play for Arsenal as well." That's what I'd love. But as I say, still back on your point, if Real Madrid said, "Look, here's 120 million for Saka or 150 million," well, okay, well, fair enough. He deserves the opportunity to go, the best opportunity to win the Champions League, which is probably Real Madrid if they get Mbappe as well.
That's embarrassing if Arsenal fans said they take Bukayo Saka over a Champions League, by the way.
How's that embarrassing?
I think most do. I think if
But
you
yeah,
ask
that
like
is embarrassing. You're
How is it
taking one
embarrassing?
player, keeping one player, then to winning probably the most prestigious trophy in club football. So you'd rather not win the Champions League? That's embarrassing to
What?
me.
So is it
I think they
Champions League?
want
Is
to
it
win
Champions
it.
League ever, or is it just
No, it's like for example
Saka's
next
playing.
season.
if it was like this season, if it was like sign Saka contract extension or Champions League this season? Is
Yeah,
that what you meant?
for example. Yeah, for example.
Saka, I'd 100%. We'll do it next season.
Mad.
You're
That's
looking
kind
at me
of
like
the-
I'm crazy.
I think
As
you are
Chavez and me
crazy.
said,
The
he's the
most
second
prestigious
best right
trophy
winger
that
in the
you guys
world.
get clowned for not winning, and you end up winning it, and you're keeping one player over that.
Mhm.
So fair enough. That's what you want to do. Fine, pro player loyalty.
Right.
Fair enough.
We'll move on to we'll save him till last, as you know. His weekend's gonna end in tears when they lose on Liverpool to penalties again for the 15th time in a row. So Chavez, take it away, Man United.
Right, so we only had the one game, I think. Luton. For Luton, we had a very good 7 minutes. In some situations, 7 minutes is good. In a football pitch, it's not long enough. After that, it was just shocking, and we got played. I can't believe we got played off the park by Luton. They made the game very frantic, and our players decided to just match their energy when we should have relaxed the ball, kept the ball, and we just couldn't do it. We have one player who can, but everyone else, it seems, struggles to do it. That is what he is. He's a ball retention footballer, which is good to see because Man United haven't had that for a while. But yeah, I was impressed by Luton, actually. I don't normally start by talking about the other team, but I like what I saw. Barkley is not a bad player. I think people have been bigging him up coming into this game, but he actually was quite strong. And Lokonga surprised me. He was very good. The pace at which Luton are required to play, which is very obvious that this is how Edwards wants them to play. These players have to be strong in midfield, and Casemiro and Bruno got played off the park. I mean, the problem now that us as a fan base, what we're looking at is they were treating the ball like it was something they can't hold on to. The problem is I don't know if Ten Hag's instructed them to do that because it seemed like the very first thing when you get the ball is just hoof it up and go for the high risk pass. I don't know if this is an instruction. I really hope it's not because in a game like that, it was very obvious what we needed to do. Another thing, we saw a bit of greed happening against Newport. We went 2-0 up and the players started shooting from anywhere and everywhere. Happening against Luton again. These players are so deprived of goals, they get a bit too excited. And yeah, aside from that, I mean, Johnny Evans came in. He was unreal. Maguire didn't have the best game, but when Evans came in, everything was a bit more relaxed with him. And yeah, just another. And by the way, I know people have been ripping United apart after this game. We've received so much from our own fan base, other fans, but Luton did make a tough game for Arsenal as well. There have been other teams. Liverpool went there. They have struggled. I mean, I personally thought we'd lose coming into this game. I thought we are the first Big Six club that will actually lose at Luton. We'll lose 1-0 or something. And we came out. We survived. We should have won by more. I mean, if our players could finish, it would have been a lot more. But yeah, I mean, we've come out unscathed, and I think you have to survive. As weird as it sounds, you have to survive Luton, and we, like Arsenal and Liverpool, have survived Luton.
Chavez, Rasmus Højlund, 6 goals away from Vardy's record now, is it?
Yeah. But that's just something I'm baiting people with. What the record you should be talking about is he's the youngest player to ever score 6 consecutive Premier League games. Haaland, he was young. He's younger than Haaland. I mean, he is the youngest. So seeing him with the confidence that he has now, he looks very good. He looks clinical, and it just makes you think. It makes you think because the chances that get created for Højlund, he does not get as many as a player like Haaland would at Man City or some other clubs. Certain players at other clubs, Darwin Núñez, for example, gets a lot of chances. I would love to see Højlund in a different setup just to see. And I had this wonder about Rashford as well in his peak. He's past that now. He goes clubbing now, but Martial as well. He's past it as well. He's a granddad, but. Højlund in a different team would be very interesting with a De Bruyne. I know the player we can look at is Haaland. he's had a bit of a tough week. But yeah, I'm just intrigued to see where this goes because if he's going to get 10 goals this season, when I said 5 was all right, then what more? Like this guy is young. He's 21. He could be getting a lot of goals, and I think rival fans should be scared because we actually ended up with a very good striker. I mean, if Arsenal got Højlund, hell, you would have loved it. I think he's the difference. I've said this. I made this comment. I think you were one striker away, and that could have been Højlund from being even more in the league. If Chelsea got Højlund, who knows? So I think we're very lucky we actually ended up getting him.
So, so obviously he surpassed your expectations at the start of the season. Are you going to change those
100%.
expectations? Are you going to change his goal
Changes
tally?
his
How
main
many
goals,
is he
man.
going to get?
Come on,
How many is he
changes
going to
10
get?
Prem goals. 10 Prem goals now. It's got to be.
No, if he scores 0 from this point on, I don't blame him because we don't. Højlund, if he gets injured, there's no one else. We have Omari Forson. I mean, we have no one to actually replace Højlund.
Where's
Marcel doesn't even know.
Martial?
Martial, he's busy. But like we don't have any. Football's the side hustle. He's working on his main job, which is
Yeah.
preparing for retirement. We didn't get a striker. I was shocked. I actually thought we would get an experienced striker, even if it was like an Igalo type signing. We didn't even do that. So it is Højlund now. It's just going to be him or a false 9 or Rashford. So the pressure's on him, and I think he's dealt with it really well. To score this is exceeding expectation. I thought he scored 5. If he gets 10, that's an unbelievable season. I think that's the best first season for a young. Well, actually, I can't really make a statement here. We haven't had a young Man United striker in years. I think if he gets 10, it's just I don't know where that ranks in first seasons for strikers. I mean, have we seen better from younger strikers? Maybe Haaland, obviously, but it's up there.
Fair enough, I suppose. You touched on backup strikers, obviously with the whole Martial thing as well. Obviously, we're out of the transfer window now, but is that what you were looking for in the summer? Or would you just be the other areas? Obviously, you touched on your midfield getting run ragged by Luton. No, obviously, no disrespect to them, but it shouldn't be happening.
It's going to be a headache for. We stole someone from Newcastle. Commiserations to them. That man, Dan Ashworth, a few of the others. Apparently, is going to be the biggest headache this summer, deciding on whether we should get an experienced striker or go for another sort of young striker to back up Højlund. I don't know who that will be. I would have loved Benzema right now, but Benzema didn't even move anywhere in the end. We will have to see how they approach this. There's still other problems in the team as well. I mean, we need other positions because Casemiro potentially might be leaving. Varane is not being given a new contract. So we're going to have to sort of bolster other positions too. We will see. Varane, by the way, highest header win percentage or something in the Premier League this season. I'm not entirely sure why it seems like his next move has to be Saudi in the summer. It just feels a bit too soon. I still think he can give something to Premier League football for another year. And I hope they reconsider that because for them to extend Lindelof but then do that to Varane, I don't know.
Is that a money thing though? Obviously, I'm guessing Varane's going to be in a hell of a lot more. Do you reckon that's like balancing the books, essentially?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I probably are trying to do that, but I don't know. One thing I don't get with us is we're always scared of FFP. It seems like every decision we make is not being made because of FFP. But FFP also exists for Chelsea. FFP exists for Man City. They're all fine. Man City are doing
catching
great.
up to them.
Man City, as of today, are a legal team that have done nothing wrong in terms of money. And congrats to them as of this current second. So why is it that we're so scared? Because I think we generate way more money than every other club I've just mentioned. So we shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We'll see.
I could be wrong. Obviously, the whole takeover thing was with Ineos. Are they not one of your sponsors, or am I just completely imagining that?
No, Ineos own us now. Well, 25% of us.
But were they not a sponsor prior to that, or am I just completely imagining that?
No. They own Nice Football Club in
Oh, okay.
France.
Yeah, they're front of shirt sponsor. I thought I'd seen them on a shirt sleeve or something, but I don't
Yeah,
scrap
they need to. Another issue we're facing right now is if Nice get Champions League football, which they very much might. Man United, if we also get Champions League football, only one of us can go through as of right now. There are 2 other clubs, I can't remember who, that managed to navigate that and both ended up in European competition. Yeah, I think we also need to figure that out because as of this moment, both of us can't be in the Champions League. And for us, I think we probably I actually think we will get Champions League football. I think we'll get that 4th spot. I think Tottenham are fit. It's going to be Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, not in that order, and then Man United. I would hope. And the 5th spot isn't completely gone, by the way. I've heard there is still a chance that the 5th spot could be available, just depending on how Arsenal, all these teams perform.
No Aston Villa.
Just touching on obviously you touched on Spurs like throwing it away. I don't know whether you lot have seen it or you lot have interpreted this, but have you seen people calling for Ange already?
No,
No, it's
Can't.
just silly.
It's just it's poor. And they're probably the best start. We said it before. Coming November, December time, we'd all turned around and said Spurs have probably banked enough points at the start of the season to get Champions League football,
They have no
and
right.
Thing is,
they've just tailed off completely.
these people who say Ange out or anything like that are not true football watchers or any kind of fan whatsoever. They're just strange people looking for attention and likes and comments on their
But
posts.
this is the thing. Obviously,
Who would
we've
even
also
replace him?
Ryan Mason.
That's what I'm saying.
Mason
They're
back.
just
Ryan
idiots,
Mason.
invalids who have no idea.
I'm not even. Why we should be entertaining like football?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so stupid.
Are we done with Man United? I suppose. Congratulations on beating.
Wait,
the,
Main attraction.
Oh, I had a question. There's a Chelsea question. Go on.
Okay. Oh no, I was gonna move on to Chelsea. So go on.
Yeah,
Take it
sure.
away.
To me,
Go on.
yeah.
No, well, go if you got a Chelsea question.
Double game. Obviously, on Monday we had Crystal Palace. Very very poor first half with a fantastic Jefferson Lerma goal. I will come out and say Sky Sports are absolutely disgraceful for trying to critique Petrovic's keeping, because I don't think many keepers in the league are saving that shot. So I don't know why Petr and Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville trying to come for his keeping, because absolutely BS. But second half again, Cole Palmer two assists, and we come back and win the game. Two Conor Gallagher goals. He's firing now, which is very very good to see. And Enzo Fernandez with a great finish, sitting down that right back for Crystal Palace. Certain man here, I'm not going to mention names. Obviously, put James Maddison above Cole Palmer in the Premier League team this season so far. They got egg on their
This
face.
was about 3 months ago.
They've got egg on their face, by the way. It wasn't 3 months. It was literally less than a month ago. They've got egg on their face, by the way, because Maddison nowhere to be seen, is he? And Cole Palmer is probably looking like, and I will say it, Pep's biggest mistake at the moment for Man City. Let's go on to the City game. Nice little transition. I don't know why you're looking like that.
Oh, so you just said Palmer's better than Sancho?
Huh? Yeah, easy. What,
No,
for Man United?
no. Overall, no, not for Man United, but just in general, what Sancho did after he left Man City. No,
Yeah,
he's not
100%,
outdone. He's not
100%.
outdone what Sancho did in his first tenure for.
What, in the Bundesliga?
I hate Sancho. I dislike him, but you can't just.
Bundesliga,
You
mate.
just said he hate him.
Couldn't
That's
Yeah,
the
but
strongest word known to man.
Yeah,
do
but
it
you
in
can't
the-
dismiss what he did at. He did in the Champions League, mate.
Did
You
what
can't
in the
just.
Champions League? What
He
did he
scored
do?
goals in the Champions League. He scored
Okay,
against
fine.
Barca in the Camp Nou.
We all can score goals in the Champions League. That's
Okay,
cool.
I'll wait for Cole Palmer in the Champions League before you
You-
start saying
Ah.
Pep's biggest mistake.
More likely to win it than Bruno Fernandes. We go on to the Man City game. Obviously, everyone had Man City as favourites, and I think we held our own. I will be very critical. I think Haaland probably should have scored a hat trick, and he missed a lot of chances, which did help us a lot. But we missed one or two as well. But Haaland would miss way more. I mean, Jack's on the left wing, on the wing. You can see how effective he is, and he's not a striker at all. I mean, that one-on-one chance, the heavy touch, and miss. But on the wing, do you see the way he spun? I can't remember who the fullback was, and then Sterling getting a goal. And yeah, there was a couple like talking points in that game. I mean, there was a Levi Cole handball, which I thought was a bit unfair, and obviously the Carl Walker penalty, which looks like he put his foot out in front of Sterling, so it looked like he was trying to go for it, which I think the referee got right in both instances. But I think we held our own. I mean, last season we got 0 points out of 6 against City, and we've got 2 draws this time. So I think there is improvement there, and yeah, cup final on Sunday. If we can cause an upset, maybe the season's turning around slowly.
So who? No. Can I ask straight away?
Go.
First question: which manager should you bring in? Because you want Poch out. So who should manage you against Liverpool next week?
That there's a couple. Obviously, Jose Mourinho's out there at the moment. You know what? I wasn't entertaining it before, but if we've got unlimited funds, why not?
So right now, if you had the choice, you would sack Pochettino after that and
For a
bring
final,
Mourinho.
yeah. I think Mourinho's way to win a final. Yeah.
Get Mourinho in for the interim and then get Poch back next Monday.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would disrupt the team after having such a positive week that you'd sack Pochettino?
I don't know. That Crystal Palace first half wasn't very positive, so it was looking like it was going to go downhill before Cole Palmer stepped in and did his thing. What was your question now? Because I think
Yes, I just wanted you to touch on Christopher Nkunku. I think he's come on a couple of times since his injury now, and I'll be honest. I just wanted to say, I'll be honest. I've watched like a few glimpses of him since he's come on the pitch, like as a sub. For me personally, I think it's a complete waste of time. Like, there's a few chances in the City game that I think he could have done a lot better in. I think there's a games before that he could have done 10 times better in as well. And I think he's just a kind of
what other games?
free roaming player.
What other game should he have done 10 times better in? Because you're chatting out your ass, by the way. So which other games?
No, okay, I'll stick to the City one then. When I was watching the City
So
one,
you're looking at about half an hour, 40 minutes of football to judge your whole perception of a player.
yes,
Well, you're fickle.
and I just wanted your opinion on it. What do
You
you
looked
think
at
of
him
the player?
against Liverpool. Did you not see that finish? Did you not see him
Answer the
score?
question.
What do you mean? What's your
What do you
question?
think of Christopher Nkunku?
Yeah, what do you think of his time so far, and how much does he need to do to have a successful season by the end?
By successful, I mean he's got to get back into the starting 11 first. Again, Cole Palmer, who I'll bring in, who a certain person who has certain two people have egg on their face. Thought Madison was better. He's actually displacing him out of the
Stop
team.
talking out your ass. Answer the fucking
This guy, you're
question.
just copying me. What do you want me to say?
No one asked about Madison. Like,
Yeah.
so
What's
This
when
is
you
about
signed
Nkunku.
Nkunku,
What do you think
okay,
about
you
Nkunku?
spent the
What do you-
meant to be behind.
you spent the money on Nkunku, and you're saying he should aim to be in the starting 11. He should already be in it. His aim
Yeah.
should be just to get in the starting
He
11.
has to work his way back after injury. You can't just come straight into the starting 11. I think he's
How
trying.
long's he been back for? 3-4 games now?
Okay, yeah, 3 games. Yeah, 3 games. I mean, the Liverpool game he came on great finish, and then Wolves game he played half of it, and yeah, the Man City game. So, what do you want me to say? He's come back from injury, or you start a player straight from injury? Is that what we're doing now?
Okay, by the end of the season, his aim now this season, his objective is not goals, assists, or playing well.
He should be in the starting 11, 100%.
So on the last game of the season, Nkunku should be in the 11, and
Yeah,
if
be
he's done that,
named.
he's had a good season. Just named.
Well,
He
yeah,
just
I mean,
needs
he's
to
got to fit him in.
If it says lineup and he's hit him crossed
No,
off
it's a
like
very
that in the
good, it's a
picture,
very good
he's made
problem
it.
for Poch to have, to be honest with you, because we've got two very, very good players, very, very class. But one obviously been injury ridden. The other one is
Why do they have
come-
to play the same position?
surprise-
Can they not? Can you not have both?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can put one on the wing. I mean, Cole Palmer was on the wing for a very long time. So yeah, I can very much see him coming back in the team. He's just coming back in the team. That's what it is. I don't really understand how you're judging after half an hour of football.
No, I don't care about now. I'm just saying last game of the season. How many goals should Nkunku have, or
I don't.
how many?
I don't know. I'm not going to do what you do and just say, "Oh, 5 minimum." Go for the lowest possible and then be gassed afterwards. I'm not going to do that because if we do that, Jackson's got more than. Well, he's got the same amount.
Do you not think it's fair for Nkunku, an established player, to have more goals than McTominay in a season when he's an attacker?
I think
He's
played
got-
like 3. He hasn't even played more than like 500 minutes of football. What are you talking? He's
Okay,
barely.
if he ends
Yeah,
up
but he's got
playing,
until the end of the season, yeah.
He's
Over
got
If
to
he,
the
gets
end of the
if
season.
he gets into the starting 11,
he should. This shouldn't be a question.
This is the
He's
worst
so expensive.
I've ever heard in my life, to be honest. When you've got someone like Martinelli who was stale for about
he's still deflecting. He's still
What am I
deflecting.
deflecting? I've answered you. Your question was
Okay, Amir. Okay, Amir.
No,
I'll
one
paint a
understands. I
picture
don't
for
think
you.
you understand your own question because you changed
All right,
it.
no. I will ask properly.
Ask the
It's
proper
the last-
question that you thought of and is not trying to get a little dig for no
Okay.
reason.
Nkunku comes on. Yeah, Nkunku comes on for like little cameos here until the end of the season.
Do you have any
In the
questions?
final.
No. No clue at all. Dan, ask me a Carabao Cup final
Stop
question.
laughing. Okay, no, Amir. No, I will seriously ask this question.
No, there's no substance. You have no idea what you're talking about. This guy's judging of 20 minutes against Man City.
I know.
Over here.
Okay. No. Serious. I mean, Nkunku comes off the bench. Nkunku comes off the bench for little cameos. And in the final game of the season, he starts. Is that a successful season?
And check.
From this point.
I mean, a successful season will be a consistent run of games. Yeah. and
There we
some-
go. So you changed it. You said before you
Yeah.
were saying he just needs to be named in the final 11. In the
But that doesn't
last
make-
game.
Yeah, that's consistently playing. What's the difference?
No, in the last game's final 11. I didn't know you wanted him to be starting before that.
Well, yeah, because he's one of our most talented players. Of course, he should be in the starting. What
Okay,
kind of-
so he's one of your most talented players. Would you not expect more than just participation? Progressing in the
For 6
season.
months. What are you talking about? He's been injured for 6-7 months.
Yep, the
Who's
season is
your-
going
who's
for
your-
another 4 months.
Who's your front three at the moment? Jackson, Sterling.
And Palmer, yeah.
So
No,
who
I
you
think
replacing?
Nkunku has to get 5 goals.
Who
at
you
least in the
replacing
Premier
there?
season.
And
Like,
Conor Gallagher in the 10. He can replace anyone. He'll probably replace Sterling by the end of it. Or Jackson. Definitely.
I would put a number on it. I would say Nkunku should get 5 goals at least. And if he doesn't, that's a failure of the season.
Well, for not playing for half the season.
Yeah, but come on.
He's your most
Half the
talented
season,
player.
5 goals. He's your most talented player.
He's not played half the season.
Okay, I hope he gets 3. Can we agree on 3 goals?
I think he's got 3.
He's got
3
one.
more. He's got 1.
Look, he hasn't got 1. This guy don't even watch football. That doesn't know anything.
What? You just said I watched
Don't know.
versus Chelsea cameo. You just said I watched it.
Yeah, imagine in his cameos, is that like let's see at the moment because you guys have no idea what you lot are talking about. Ask me a Carabao Cup question in the meantime.
Right, let's finish up as we always do when there's a big game. Score predictions. We'll finish on you, Amir.
2-0
So,
Liverpool.
Elliot's going
Yeah,
for 2-0 Liverpool.
I think we're going to win 1-0 in the 90.
No, come on.
Right,
Stop
did-
emotion
I-
tax.
I-
I mean,
I
the
did think-
referees are on Liverpool's side. The
That's
referees will
okay. That's
support
fine.
Klopp's
Liverpool.
farewell
I
tour.
mean, there's no Mason Mount in our team to fuck us up and Kai Havertz, so I'm more than happy. I can't wait. I
I
can't
think
wait.
Liverpool will
Go-
win.
They have
Liverpool,
players
yeah.
to ruin it for us. I think we'll win one.
I'll go 0-0 Liverpool on penalties because that's the common
Bradley
theme here,
winner.
I suppose.
Bradley.
Bradley
Connor
will
Bradley will win it.
Nunes
Yeah.
header.
Nunes is going to get. Yeah, Nunes will score his. Nunes will score his penalty. I backed him 15 goals from the start of the season. Don't know what he's on now. But I suppose that brings us to
Nkunku will play. I think Nkunku will play a
Nkunku will
part. A
play.
cameo.
We'll ask you about
We're not
some
going-
cameo next
we're not
game.
going around
I
in
have no
circles
fucking
again.
idea what you're talking about.
That's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck on Sunday, Amir. You're going to need it against these Jurgen Klopp tour
These
referees.
bombs Arsenal can't make a final, by the way.
Good-
They cannot make a final. In their
Goodbye.
best
Thank you
period in
very
a
much
while.
for watching and goodbye.